Thanks to UP KEM for inviting me to give this talk. So HTML, the first of the many languages we're gonna tackle today. So you've heard of this in high school many times na. It stands for a hypertext markup language. Okay? Minamemorize na siguro yan dati sa IT class ninyo or something. No? So hypertext, it means more than text. No? Pero basically just means digital text. Compared sa actual text we have in printed documents. So compared to text na we have on printed documents, we could click the text, no? That's why tinawag na hypertext kasi we can do more. So we also have things like hyperlinks, no? Na clickable links that move you to other hypertext. So yun yung meaning ng hypertext. Markup, defining of elements through text. So later on, you would see na HTML consists of both text, no, and elements defined by tags. Okay? So yung mga tags natin, we open them with this format, no, less than, greater than signs, and close them with that na may slash. Some tags, they don't need to be opened and closed. So bakit kailangan natin mag-open and close tags? Okay? So much like an mathematical expression, no? So kita niyo dito may parentheses, no? May grouping symbols talaga tayo. Okay? Alam natin na ito nasa loob siya neto, and then alam natin ito may sarili din siyang group, no, itong fraction bar, no? So we can express the structure of this and HTML using open and closing stuff. No, here parentheses, dito tags. So for example, ito yung itsura niyan. So may H1 tag tayo, no? Then sinara natin dito, ito yung laman. This is a heading. And then ito, P tag, no? Inopen natin dito, kinlose natin dyan. And then ito yung child niya. Okay? Hi, I'm from UP. Again, nakatag na naman to. Okay? So if we're going to view this in a different way, no, sa computer science, we call this a tree, no? Para siyang family tree na isa lang yung parent. Okay? Bale, H1 and si P, they're basically siblings, no? Magkapatid sila. So, makita natin dito, convince yourself na magkapatid sila. Okay? So si H1, may isa siyang anak. This is a heading. Okay? Tama. Kasi nasa loob siya ni H1. No, hindi siya nasa loob ni P kasi sinara natin kay H1. 'Di ba? Tapos si P, may anak siya na 3. Hi, I'm from I, tsaka exclamation mark. Hindi niya anak si UP. Anak niya itong I element. No? And then si I element, may anak siya na UP na text. Okay. So seems simple enough, di ba? So kung papakita natin to sa browser, ganyan yung itsura. This is a heading, hi, I'm from UP. Italicized. So yun yung clue, bakit letter I yun. So HTML tags, you need to know, this is not a proper HTML file yet. Okay? So we have a few more required tags na we need to know now that you know how they function. No? So we have a root tag, yung parang pinaka-parent tag natin, pinaka-ancestor tag natin, which is yung HTML. No? And then we have head. Lalagyan natin dyan yung extra data. Yung lalagyan natin sa head, hindi lumilitaw sa HTML mismo kapag na-render ng browser natin. Hindi yan lumilitaw. Okay? Isa sa mga pwede natin ilagay sa head is si title, and yun yung title ng page. Okay? Tapos si body, doon natin lalagay yung content, yung ito, right? Stuff like this. Doon natin ilalagay yan. So, yung kanina ginamit ko, H1 to H6, heading sizes yun. So, kung gumamit akong H6, liliit yan. No? Then, P stands for paragraph, I stands for italic. Again, there are many, many tags na hindi ko i-cover lahat. So, search nyo na lang. Pero ito yung pinaka-common. No? So, this is what a proper HTML document looks like. No? So, makita nyo may root tayo HTML, and then may head, may body, and then si head may title siya, and then si body H1, yung kanina, pinakita natin. And then kung papakita natin sa HTML, kita natin walang pinagkaiba pero nagka-title na siya, my first page. Kasi nilagyan natin ng title na my first page. Kanina over here, x.html lang, which is the name of the file. Okay? So yun yung title by default. It's made to be simple and error tolerant, I think is the right term for it. Kasi what happens in networking, no, in the field of networking, maraming pwedeng mangyari. Pwedeng maputulan tayo ng connection bigla. Pwedeng nagka-fluctuation. No? And then makokorrupt yung some of the files here. Pwedeng mawala si head. Pwedeng mawala si H1. And there's no problem with that. Kasi HTML is built to be error resistant. Hindi unlike sa MATLAB or unlike sa Python na nagkamali ka ng spelling, babagsak na yung buong program mo. No? Sa HTML hindi. Kung kamali ka ng spelling, chances are you would still get the page you want. Okay? So it's made to work like that. So another level of complexity sa mga tags natin kasi they're too simple, gusto nila pahirapan tayo, is HTML tag attributes, no? I'll introduce 2 more new tags to you. Yung A stands for anchor, yun yung hyperlink natin. Tsaka yung IMG, yun yung image. Okay, these are 2 new tags I'm introducing to you. So, si image, hindi na kailangan isara yan. Okay, si A, kailangan pa din isara. Open and closing yan. So, may required attributes sila para gumana. Indicated by stuff inside the tag. So, papansin nyo, hindi lang A, tsaka hindi lang image, and then isasara natin by a more than sign, a bracket, no? Hindi natin ginagawa yun. So, may href tayong tinitingnan, then may URL, and then an src equals, and then an URL. No? So, href stands for hypertext reference, src stands for source. So, yung src dito, kung ano yung path na image natin, and href is yung kung saan natin gustong pumunta, kung kinlik natin yung naka-enclose sa kanya. Okay? Again, there are also many other attributes na you could check out. Okay? So, let's make x.html more complicated, no? So, nagdagdag tayo dito, a.href, y.html, no? I'll show it to you. Ganito yung itsura, no? This is one folder, by the way. So, in the same folder, may y.html ako. So, a thing about paths, if I make another folder, like folder, no? And then, ipapasok ko si y.html dun. Move. Kailangan, i-update mo siyang ganyan. Okay? This is relative. Okay? So, I don't want to do that though. Let's put that out. Okay. So, ganyan yung itsura. And then, nagkabago tayong element. No? So, may go to y.html. And then, si y.html, simple lang, may title na sabungan. And then, may body na image, manok.jpg. And then, ganyan yung itsura. Okay, just to show you that works, no? Bubuksan ko si Chrome here. And then, ipapasa ko si x.html over here. Then yan, di ba? Zoom in ko lang so everyone could see. And then kapag kinlik ko to, pupunta siya dyan. Right, so that works. Another thing to note, you might feel limited na bakit text lang lagi. Well, you could also, what if you want to do this, right? You could copy this, alisin natin yan, replace it with an image, no? And then, instead of go to y.html, pwedeng image na lang. Then, if we click on that, pupunta tayo kay y.html. Okay? So, that's the utility of why we use open and closing tags and why we use this kind of structure. Kasi what if gusto ko isang buong paragraph, clickable siya? So, pwede yun, right? So, yun yung job ni HTML. Okay, so titingnan natin dyan. We also have more important tag attributes na you need to know. No, may ID tayo. No, it's a unique identifier for an element. No, so we will show how this works later. No, kunyari yan. ID equals my paragraph. Ganyan. So this should be in practice. No, this should be unique. hindi pwede na dalawa yung elements ko tapos may same ID ako. No? Well, pwede, pero in practice, we don't do that. No? Then we have class na identifier din, pero hindi naman kailangan ng unique. So, pwedeng class text, right? Then, pwedeng ganyan. Pwede siyang ganyan. And then, a style for element. I'll show this in the next section. Okay, so ganyan yung itsura. No? So, what real HTML looks like, no, before we move on, kasi this looks too simple, no? For example, my website, ganyan yung itsura, maraming stuff yan. So, let's try going there, you know. Try going there kung mabilis yung net ko, right? And then, save ko siya. Save natin as an HTML so we could view what it looks like. So, bakit 22 bytes lang? That's impossible. Siyempre, may ginagawa in the middle yung mga server stuff. So, don't mind this. Right? Pero kung titignan nyo, yung HTML neto, it's very deep. So, once you get knees deep talaga sa isang project, you would see HTML na ganito kalalim. Okay? So, ganyan. What else? We also have Facebook na ganyan yung HTML. No? Before someone asks, paano to napapalabas, F12 lang yan. No? Then, ganyan. Elements, and then yan. Kita siyang ganyan. Right? I could pop this out into a separate window. Okay, so ganun yung tips and tricks dyan. So yun, I think that should be all with HTML. Let's go with CSS. Okay. So it stands for cascading style sheets. No, cascading, we will see what this means later. Style sheets is a collection of styles. So styles, they consist of properties and values, no, with the format property : value, semicolon, no? So once again, there are a ton of properties out there. This is better demonstrated live. So sinulat ko yun to remind myself, to show you how it looks like live. So gamitin natin to, no, for reference. So ganyan natin yan. Kanina, I mentioned a style attribute. So for example, tong heading, no, pwede natin bigyan ng style yan. So style equals, and it's a string, no? It's a text. So sabihin natin color. And then pwedeng hex yan, pwedeng ano, pero for simplicity's sake, red, sabihin natin ganyan. Pwedeng yan natin semicolon. Okay. 5 natin, kulay red na siya. Okay? So that looks like very basic stuff, right? So what else can we do? Font. Kaya ba font? Hindi. Ano magandang gawin? Background color? Sabihin natin blue. It looks like shit, pero sige lang. So yan. So yun yung basic stuff with styles. If you're really good at styling stuff, pwedeng magmukhang Facebook yung ano nyo. Pwedeng magmukhang Facebook yung webpage nyo. From the default Times New Roman stuff na we're looking at. Okay? So, the thing is, no, let's go back to our slide. Putting defined styles on every element you have. So, kunyari, kanina pinakita ko sa inyo yung HTML na to. Diba? Kita nyo, ang dami niyan. Ang daming element niyan. It's gonna be a pain in the ass kung kakopy-paste ko lahat ito. Right? Itong style na yan. Right? So, kunyari may benting heading ako. Kakopy-paste ko ba lahat tong style equals stuff like that? Right? So, that's really a pain in the ass. And then kung sabi ni client ko or sabi ko, ayoko yung red, gusto ko green, edi lahat yun papalitan ko na naman. So, that's kinda shit. Diba? I don't wanna do that. So, alis natin yung style. Dito, papasok yung selectors. Okay? We could defer our styles to something called a style tag, right? So may style tag tayo, then pwede natin ilagay dyan. Okay, so kunyari marami akong heading. No? Ganyan karami. So, di ba sabi ko kanina, medyo mahirap na ganyan, style and then color red on every single one, no? Instead, let's just select all H1s, no? So, pwede natin gawin H1, no? This is called the selector. And then, we have an opening and closing brace with the properties we want inside. Okay? So, yung selector, pwedeng tag. Later on, you'll see pwedeng class, pwedeng ID. Okay, so H1, sabihin natin color red. No? Then, isara natin with the semicolon. F5. So, instead of having a style attribute for each of these, pwedeng iselect na lang natin lahat ng H1 and then color natin ng red. Okay? Then, for half of these, let's remove text. No? Pakita ko naman sa inyo paano nag-work yung text. Ay, yung classes. So, let's add another selector. No, another selector. Text, right? We preface it with a dot. No, dot meaning class yan. Okay? Text, and then sabihin natin color blue. No? And then makita natin, only half of them, hindi naman half, siguro dalawa lang. Right? Only a couple of them naging blue. Also, this hi from UP one became blue. No? Kasi may class of text din siya. So, that's how we actually do the styling. No? Another thing is, if we want to select by ID, so kunyari gusto natin i-style yung nag-iisang paragraph dito, is, kunyari, ID yan, we preface it with a pound sign instead of a dot. Diba? Dot is for classes, pound sign is for ID, then my paragraph. No? Then color, ano ba yung magandang kulay against white? Purple. Yeah. And makita natin nagiging kulay purple, although hindi halata. Okay? So, what else can we do with this? So, what if we have two classes? No? If we want to put more than one class sa isang tag, sa isang element, i-limit natin siya with the space. So, text and my class, right? So, pwede din gawa tayo isa pang ganyan, na my class lang. No, and then, si my class, gusto ko yung, may font size ba? O, tingnan mo, kahit ako, hindi ko kabisado. So, font size, 10px, right? 10 pixels lang. So, lahat ng may my class, including this guy, magiging 10px dapat. So, yun. Yun, lumiit nga. Right? Hopefully, that's... Okay, yan. So, lumiit nga sila. Another thing, sasabihin mo, okay, Carlos, I want to style something na combination of classes. Okay? No problem. Text.myClass. No? Na nakakonect sila with a dot. Then, sabihin natin, gusto ko mas malaki yung size. 100px to be ridiculous. Yan, ganyan. Okay, kasi ito, it has both text and my class. Nakuha niya to. Okay, let's try moving this upwards if something happens. Wala. Kasi una niyang ma-match yung pinakamaraming rules. Okay? So, makita mo, if you're building a bigger website, you're gonna have so many styles, right? Yun yung nangyayari. Pag marami tayong rules, kunyari H1, color red, no? And then text, color blue. Eto, parehas tong H1 and then parehas tong text, di ba? Pero sinundan niya, which is the fourth one, no? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ayun, the fifth one, sinundan niya yung text, no? Itong color blue. So, pwede tayong gumawa ng isa pang rule. H1 ulit, then color purple. Sabihin natin ganyan. Right. And then, pag pinagpalit natin ng ganyan, bakit nagiging ganyan indentation? Then, kapag pinagpalit natin ganyan, magiging red. So, pansinin nyo, we have duplicate rules. Sinusundan niya yung pinaka nasa baba. Kaya tinawag siyang cascading. Kasi you're like cascading, parang waterfalls na you're matching the rules and then you're going to match with the lowermost rule. Okay? With the lowermost rule matching. No, kaya yun yung cascading sa cascading style sheets. Okay? So, continuing sa presentation natin, having a style tag, it's almost always bad practice. So, bakit siya bad practice? Kasi, we're trying to conserve bandwidth eh. So, kunyari, ito, sabihin natin, 10 kilobytes yan. Does that mean every time nagvivisit tayo ng site na may HTML, nagpo-pull siya ng 10 kilobytes lagi? Right? So, medyo pangit yun, di ba? And in addition to that, what if gusto kong gamitin itong same styles sa ibang page? No, ka-copy-paste ko siya. Right? And then, using the same styles, what if gusto kong palitan itong H1? So, sa lahat ng mga files na gumagamit ng style na to, kailangan ko na naman palitan. Right? So, it's better na we put this in its own file. Okay? So, may file format for that. It's .css, no? Usually, niname natin main, yung main na ano. Then, we just cut this, right? Let's get all of this. Paste it here. Right? And then, nalisin natin yung style. So, if we go back here, mawawala yung mga styles natin. Kasi hindi pa natin na-link yung CSS natin. Para ma-link natin yan, it's a new tag, right? Link, then rel, I forgot what rel means. Basta it means na, basta if you put style sheets, it refers to a CSS file, and then href is yung reference to the CSS file. So, link is href, and then main.css. And then we will inherit kung ano man yung nandito. Okay? It works. Okay? We can have a lot of CSS files then, so we could have 2, 3, 4, 5, stuff like that. No? We can have that and the cascading mechanic still works. So, kung ano yung rule matching na nangyari dito, in-overwrite niya yung rule matching dyan. Okay? Good. So, I hope that's clear. So, ito yung important note for all the new people out there. So, this is a principle we follow in web development or in development in general. No? Do not reinvent the wheel. No? So, if someone else on the internet, gumawa na siya ng template or gumawa na siya ng magandang and it's free to use, go ahead and use it. No? Those people spent hours and hours developing, perfecting itong tool na gusto nilang gamitin mo. No? Yung parang you might say, Carlos, ako gusto kong gumawa ng sarili kong template. Walang problema doon if you want to like have a learning experience. No? Walang problema doon. Pero if you're going to do like a production level thing na you're going to do stuff for a client, you're better off using external libraries na people have perfected throughout the ages, no? To be poetic about it. So, my personal favorite sa mga CSS libraries, quote-unquote, is Bootstrap. So, ginagamit yung Bootstrap by Twitter. Actually, Twitter yung gumawa ng Bootstrap, no? And ginagamit din siya ng Spotify, etc. So, I'll show you what Bootstrap looks like right now, no? So, Bootstrap, no? Load lang natin siya. Most popular HTML, CSS, JS library. Right, so simple lang to. Ano ba to? Get started. Ito. Okay, so may link, href. To. Pwede natin kopyahin yan. So, let's go back to our guy here. And alisin natin si main.css kasi pangit siya. Actually, yeah. Let's do that. And then, paste natin si Bootstrap here. So, pansinin ninyo, href niya, it points to a bootstrap.min.css, yung discuss natin kanina na URL. Diba? So, another fun fact, di naman siya fun. Another fact for you guys is CDN, which stands for Content Delivery Network ba? Content Delivery Network. So what happens is marami tayong servers na nakapwesto sa buong mundo. No, so may server sa Singapore, let's say may server sa US, no? So pag may CDN, right? That means i-utilize nila 'yon. Kasi we're all quote unquote engineers here. Ako quote unquote engineer. Pero tumawa sila, no? The thing is, what limits us sa technology is laws of physics, right? So what limits us with this is just the speed of light na lang. No, we have perfected the technology of transmitting bytes and stuff, no? So what limits us is our distance to the servers na lang. So doon pumapasok yung mga CDN, no? We visit this is a unified URL for one resource, no? Pero it's distributed among locations around the globe. So kapag visit mo to, chances are may CDN siya sa Singapore and yun yung magbibigay sa'yo neto, no? Hindi yung pupunta pa siya sa States and then ganun kalayo, you're wasting so much milliseconds, no? Because of the speed of light nga. So, ganun din nangyayari sa stock trading. If you're involved in stock trading, yung labanan is palapitan na lang sa servers ng trade center, no? Kasi you want to trade as fast as possible and yung limitation mo na lang is the speed of light. So, nangyayari is naunang nakaka-trade yung mas malapit sa trade center kasi mas nakaka-receive siya ng responses faster. Kasi, yun nga, mas mabilis yung di naman transmission, yung propagation. Okay. So, I digress. Pakita ko sa inyo yung nangyayari sa Bootstrap. Okay? F5 ko yan. Kita nyo, it looks way more appealing now. Okay? So, another thing na hindi ko na-mention sa CSS is the importance of div stuff, no? So, you should research this on your own. Pero meron tayong div tag, no? Ito, basically, unlike yung H1 na nagdi-dictate na ito heading to, and unlike ng P, nagdi-dictate, ito paragraph to, yung div, basically, it just divides yung stuff, no? So, lalagyan natin ganyan. Div natin ganyan. So, kunyari, maglalagay ako ng class, container, for example. So, si container class siya within Bootstrap. Okay? So, kung gaganyan ko siya, papansinin nyo, parang may sariling indentation yan, no? Then, we could also do, I don't know, let's try card. Para lang makita natin, no? BG white, BG dark, BG dark, BG dark, text white. So yan, kita natin na itong nasa loob ng div, they're affected by whatever class yung div siya. So yung div, may specific layout stuff yan. I do really encourage you to learn this on your own. Kasi there's hours and hours of fundamentals you have to know with div. Okay, meron din tayo span. No, span, and then basically div to pero for inline text, no? So meron ba tayong text danger? Yeah, text danger. Yan. Okay. So don't reinvent the wheel. Kung may external library, I do suggest na you use it. Okay? And that's it for CSS. Any questions so far?
No, sure.
May tanong lang po.
Sige.
Okay. Yung div, yung paghihiwalayin mo yung sections ng site mo, yun po yung tanong.
What about it?
Yun po ba yung function for that po, yung paghihiwalayin lang?
Yun talaga yung function niya. Kasi, let's go to an example. No? Ano ba yung pinaka-privacy safe UVLE? Let's go to UVLE. So, I could bet you na naka-divide by divs. Okay? So, inspect natin yan. Div agad, yun na inspect ko. So, pansinin ninyo, how could I zoom this in? Can I zoom this in? Yeah, I could. That's nice. So, ito, may div page header. Nakalagay, ID page header. No, so, kung anong nasa loob na yung ID page header, yan dyan lahat, no? May sariling div na naman. So there are many nested divs talaga. It's quite common. No? So within page header, may div siya for title container. Right? And then within div title container, meron siyang logo container. No? All of these serve their purpose. No? For example, logo container, check natin yung styles niya with this style tab. No? Kita natin, sinasabi niya, okay, height auto, width auto, margin, display block. Okay, sabi niya, si title container, gusto ko font niya bold. No? Bold yung text. Okay? Line height, double, right? 200%. So, kung pwede nating, anyway. Yeah, yun talaga yung purpose niya, is to divide. No? Kaya div. Division yata? Something. So, to si Uvle. Kita niyo yung mga styles niya, andyan siya. So, with DevTools ng Chrome, mapapansin niyo dito nag-inherit siya with ID site title, anchor, ID site title paragraph, no? And then, kita niyo lahat dyan yung mga styles niya. So, chances are, can we get, Yeah, di ba, pag sinelect natin mint yellow na pangit yung itsura, we could change that to maroon firstly. No, 80, yan, memorize ko yung hex ni, then white. Right, so kapag sinelect natin, instead of the yellow, black, shitty selection, ganyan. So you could use this to check, no? And debug or check kung anong magandang styles. So any more questions?
Okay na po yun. Okay. Thank you po.
Thank you. Thank you for watching this part of the Introduction to Web Development series. Please stay tuned for the next part, and I'll see you there.